Thank you very much. First of all, many, many congratulations to the overseas friends of BJP. You've done a great job, wonderful job, and you have a great result. People said that we were wondering whether BJP will have an override majority, and there might even be sometimes thought of coalition. And the result has proven beyond doubt where the India is going from here on. And I personally wish to congratulate all those members of the overseas BJP for the work that they have done behind the scenes and also in forward, like Lalubhai Parekh. You already described how much time you've already devoted to this cause, and this has been an enormous success. But ladies and gentlemen, as my dear friend Shailesh Vara has already described, the man of the moment, the man who has done a great job in this work and who's devoted an enormous amount of time being an individual businessman and professional, yet he was able to give, as far as I know, 6 months of his time before this election to this cause. And he was instrumental in the communication activity that took place for BJP. And I think we all know that this particular election has had ingredients of electronic media in a major scale, and it has brought in an enormous level of success for this party. And I think we all have to give him a really good applause. Manoj Lagwa. We've also had, behind the scenes, the benefit of a number of our very senior politicians who have worked in different ways in influencing our government and in improving the thinking. And I think it's important for me to acknowledge the contributions, and Lord Poppet, who was here with us but has moved on, Lady Verma, who has also played an enormous role in the way the government thinking is taking place. I mentioned Shailesh Vara already. Alok Sharma, a Member of Parliament and advisor to the Prime Minister's Asian unit. We've also got Barry Gardner, who is playing a significant role in the Labour Party, and again, I think changing the thinking within the party. And also we've got Bob Blackman. So, and Preeti Patel and many others. But I think what we need to do and we need to understand is that these politicians are at the forefront of the thinking of our government, our thinking of the way the country is going. And it is very, very important for us to influence them and for them to influence the thinking that is taking place. And I hope and pray that the time to come, our British government is going to build up the most solid relationship that we can ever have with India. And with the diaspora that we have got of 1.5 million, as Lady Verma had been mentioning, I think we will have a really lot to contribute. But my involvement with Narendra Bhai goes back to 2003 when he visited here, and he was our guest at the Asian Business Association of the London Chamber of Commerce dinner. I got to know him then, and I have to say that the most impressive thing that he still left a lasting memory in my mind is the fact that he came, as all other politicians come, and they often come and say, come to our country, invest in our country, participate in there. But this is one man who came with a difference. What did he do? He came with a portfolio of fully evaluated projects, so that as soon as a businessman would say, yes, we want to come, but we don't know what to do, he would come out with his list and say, here you are. We have already got these projects that you can either invest with, do joint ventures, and invest in India. In fact, I'm one of them who went to Gujarat and invested, and I participated in projects in Gujarat as a result. And his response levels, very directly, if you had any issues or problems, you could just call him directly. You could connect with the men individually to get the result. And that, I thought, was the most impressive thing that a politician did. He became as somebody said, the CEO of Gujarat. And he was. And his thinking has been development and growth. Development and growth. And that philosophy I totally subscribe to, because as soon as you have growth and you have development in any economy or any society, the people will get their employment, they will have money in their pocket, and they will have food in their stomach, and that will satisfy them. So I have been attending the Vibrant Gujarat events, summits every 2 years they've been held, and I know Manoj has been there all the time, and I have taken trade missions from the London Chamber to Gujarat, and every time that we go, the summit is more spectacular than the one before. And this showed the position. The businessmen just rolled in. The top business houses of India were present all the time in Gujarat. And that is the attraction that he has created in the economy. And I'm a business person, I'm a commerce man, and therefore, to me, the most attractive thing about any of these things is not only is he a politician, but he's also a very pro-business man. And he allows people to participate and get involved in business. And I think that is, if he continues that in India, in the way that he's done in Gujarat, we have nothing to fear. And ladies and gentlemen, I just want to also highlight the fact that he's a Hindu, we are Hindus, and the Hindu value systems are so important, and yet we are not able to bring them out. We tend to be Hindus who live in fear. We tend to feel that why are people not appreciating what we are doing? Now he's a man who has demonstrated some important values already. First thing he did was to go and touch the feet of his mother. Now that's an important value. And we Hindus do that. Some of us have forgotten, and I think it's time for us to be able to remember that once more. And yet he also did the same with the country, the mother. He touched with his head the steps of the place that he was going to be working in. Now if you are going to put your head and touch your head at a place that you work in, imagine that if you are working in an office and you do the same, you say your first prayer when you are entering your office, you are going to be bound to be honest, fair and reasonable in your dealings. So corruption doesn't come in. So this is an example of how a strong Hindu value has occurred. Then I observed that I was in India last week, and I was just flabbergasted about how he was conducting himself and creating examples of true Hindu values. He invites all his neighbors, right? He invites his neighbors to come and participate in his celebration. Now we do that as Hindus. That is the important thing that we should be doing, and he's demonstrated that this is how you can do this. So ladies and gentlemen, I really pray, and we should all pray for Narendra Bhai, because the expectation and the hope of people is probably much, much too high than any man can deliver. But let us pray that he has all the strength and support to be able to achieve this success, and more importantly, to demonstrate to the world that a Hindu is not to be feared, a Hindu is more to be respected, and the Hindu values are so powerful and so valuable that they can contribute a lot in this world. Thank you very much.